And we are live. Good afternoon, crypto warriors, and welcome back to the Gem into Crypto, episode 463. Today is Wednesday, September 4th, and I'm King.
And I'm Bitcoin Zay, and we are here to bridge the gap between cryptocurrency and the community Monday through Friday at 3-ish.
That's 3-ish, and today will be a shorter show because there's not a lot of crypto news today, which is a good thing, but we'll be talking about OKEx's wallet maintenance causing a panic as 24,000 Bitcoin moves. Well Alert teaming up with Bitcoin abuse to fight crypto crime. Sounds like self-regulation to me. And why the Marshall Islands are issuing its own cryptocurrency. And last but not least, of course, did Binance just blatantly copy BitMex futures documentation? And of course, I actually did not put a title in here. I'm just not realizing that. So we'll figure that out. But until then, let's talk about this price for the day. What's going on there?
Oh, yeah. Well, as you saw yesterday, we saw all green. Today is all red. Bitcoin is at $10,641, down 0.5%. Ethereum is down to $177, down 2.3%. Ripple is down to 26 cents, down 1% as well. Bcash has dropped all the way down to $296, down 2%. Litecoin at $68 is down 2.8%. And last but not least, EOS at $3.32 is down 2%. So we are red across the board after a little bit of green yesterday. So everybody, keep it calm. It's not the beginning.
It's a little chop. Got a little chop.
Little chop, people. So you'll see back and forth, green and red.
What you know about chop?
Back and forth. So we're seeing that now, and it's not surprising.
Yeah,
and the good thing is, we're still holding above 10,000. So
right. It's like it's about 4 or 5 weeks straight now. Mm-hmm. We've seen this $9,000 to $12,000 range bounce up and down. So again, it's normal. As you said, the good thing is we're still above 10K people. We're in great shape. It's not December yet. Remember, 2 weeks in 2017 went from 10,000 to 20,000 people. 2 weeks. So we're actually 10 days almost. So
yeah, so you got time.
You never know. All right, one of the top stories of the day. OKEx wallet maintenance causes panic as 24,000 Bitcoin moves. Wow. What's going on with this story? This is crazy.
Oh, yeah. Well, on Twitter, there was a big sort of panic, so to say, that OKEx may have an exit scam with 24,000 Bitcoin.
That would have been crazy, by the way.
That would have been crazy if an entire platform just moved 24,000 Bitcoin right off the exchange at one time, and you got scammed. Right?
Yeah. Everything bad in that sentence is going to happen.
Yeah, exactly. So, and the combined value of those movements, according to Well Alert, was over $255 million. So, imagine $255 million
like you see it moving
off the exchange, literally as soon as, Well Alert pops up and says it, you got to be thinking to yourself, all right, what's going on here?
Right.
Nobody needs to move that off the exchange. And what pushed it was Richard Hart. He's one of the biggest names on crypto Twitter. He said rumors that OKEx is hacked hundreds of million, and that kind of started the conversation from there. But I believe the CEO cleaned it up by saying they were having scheduled maintenance, and pretty much everybody stopped worrying after about an hour. So it wasn't a exit scam, but it was something to look out for. Shout out to Well Alerts for having the technology to figure out that was happening. Transparency.
It was a Texit scam.
Yeah.
They were testing the exit scam first.
Yeah.
So, okay, so people can't see. All right, cool. All right, it works, everybody. Don't worry about it.
All right,
yeah. It was like next time we'll send all that to a coin mixer or something. But it's good to see that this did not happen. I'm glad. Again, we always talk about how these CEOs come out and speak or at least tweet or whatever. Again, very positive thing to see the CEO come out and say something. We've seen the issues in the past with Coinbase, Bittrex, of course, Gemini, some of these other platforms. And sometimes people don't come out. Coinbase, perfect example. When that whole, did they scam the market or not thing happened with Bcash, no one came out and really said nothing immediately.
Yeah.
And again, we see that with a lot of platforms. I think right now some of the best ones are Binance. You do get CZ coming out talking. We'll talk about that today. But shout out to CEO Jay Howe of OKEx that, again, this all happened. It looked crazy. He didn't pass the buck off to anybody. He hopped on his phone and got on Twitter and said, hey, guys, we're working.
Calm down.
It's all good.
Yeah, it's all good.
But at the same time, if it's a scheduled wallet maintenance and you're moving $250 million, you might want to email everyone that week. You might want to put it on your Twitter, pin it on whatever you use. This is something you're supposed to tell people. This is where you need a PR officer, somebody coming in and like, hey, this is the press release. This is what's going down.
Yeah.
So it won't be something crazy like this happening on, in the morning. People are going crazy. What's going on with my money at OKEx? So shout out to Jay again. I'm still calling it a Texas scam because you didn't alert anybody that this was a test at first. So I don't know.
Yeah,
we'll see what happens.
Of course.
Yeah, come on, people. We wouldn't try to steal $250 million.
Yeah, which schedule?
But speaking of that, and again, I heard you say shout out to Well Alerts. If you're all looking at us on YouTube, you can see their tweet here when they were talking about this, all the money in the Bitcoin that was moved. But Well Alerts actually has teamed up with Bitcoin Abuse to fight crypto crime. That is right. They are actually making it even easier for the police and all the regulators out there, which I'm happy for, because they keep inventing these fake made-up crimes and this made-up illicit market in the crypto space. Well, again, we love self-regulation, and this is what it looks like.
Oh, yeah.
Well Alert and, again, Bitcoin Abuse are teaming up to fight crypto crimes together. Looks like on September 3rd, Well Alert, a service dedicated to tracking large cryptocurrency transactions, as Bitcoin's just mentioned, announced that it will start collaborating with Bitcoin Abuse to better fight cryptocurrency-related crimes. Bitcoin Abuse is a public database of Bitcoin addresses used by hackers and criminals. Well Alert went on to say, we will now report transactions made to scammers and keep track of their assets. You can help make crypto safer by reporting scams, black markets, and hacks on the website bitcoinabuse.com.
Shout out. Yeah,
you see that, people?
Let's get them out of here.
It didn't take all our tax money. It didn't take regulators and task force from Canada to the United States. It doesn't take all these rooms of people,
all these alphabet boys
that we're paying to do all this. It takes self-regulation. 2 groups in crypto already involved. I mean, if you remember Well Alert at this point, I know they're releasing, shout out Well Alert, they're announcing their release of their version 2. But in general, Well Alert has been doing this for free, by and large. I would assume that. You know what I mean? And I've used them on Telegram, Twitter, and all that. I'm sure other people have. But these are groups in crypto who have been doing it for free. And they're still doing it for free, I'm assuming, for some of them. And they're teaming up to make it a safer place. So if you are scammed or any of those things happen, you report this address, and other people will keep track of it for you.
Oh, yeah.
There is no government service. It's just people, hey, we don't like hackers and criminals either. We're going to find them for you. So
if something doesn't work,
shout out.
Just find people that want to find the solution, and you come up with stuff like this. And I love the fact that they found a Ripple transaction, when you know it. 500 million Ripple moved, worth about 130 million. This was actually moved out of Ripple's escrow account to another wallet, also owned by the company, which raised some eyebrows. People have talked about their company's practices anyway, and then when Well Alert brought this out, it's just another example of them kind of catching the scammers. And to us, Ripple, it may be on that list. So this is good as far as being able to catch the movement of money, because follow the money, you figure out how things operate. So shout out to Well Alert. Love their version 2.0. And
again, shout out to Bitcoin Abuse. I have this pulled up. As you can see, main page, homepage, Bitcoin Abuse database, tracking Bitcoin addresses used by ransomware, blackmailers, fraudsters, etc. And I have to be honest, I didn't even realize this was a thing. I didn't know Bitcoin Abuse is out there, but I see what they're doing. I mean, I'm loving this. Check report history, monitor stolen Bitcoin. I mean, I see this being the identity guard for crypto, basically. I mean, this is what it looks like. You got registration. I'm assuming we got $24 a month or something. What's going on here? Let me see what it looks like. Are you human? Name, email. I mean, this looks like a pretty solid business, especially if it works and they can help track the people who stole from you. I mean, I would love to have had this on many occasions, right? So here it is. What is BitcoinAbuse.com? One of the paragraphs says, Bitcoin is anonymous if used perfectly. Luckily, no one is perfect. Even hackers make mistakes, and it takes one mistake to link stolen Bitcoin to a hacker and their real identity. Again, shout out to Bitcoin Abuse and Well Alert. This is great stuff, people. We love it.
Yeah, I love it.
I should have ended on that, man. That would be like a great news story. What's going on in the game, my peep? Wire Sparks, Tommy Brown, Tony Nolly, Tessa Hall, Allison Thompson, Leroy Forbes. Hello.
What's going on, people?
What is going on? All right, next article up. Again, another top story of the day. Marshall Islands in the news. Why the Marshall Islands is this me saying this wrong, or is it me reading it wrong? Why the Marshall Islands is issuing its own cryptocurrency? Yeah. Is or are?
It's weird.
That's always the word correction. That's weird, right?
It's sort of weird, yeah. When they put that.
Why the Marshall Islands is issuing its own cryptocurrency is the headline. What is going on with the Marshall Islands and the Honorable David Paul?
Well, last year they passed the Sovereign Currency Act, which declares their intention to issue a new currency called the Marshallese Sovereign, or also known as the SOV. Of course, this has a pretty, corny name like the rest of the altcoins that come out. However, it does have a use case because they have been on, they've been an independent democratic nation since '79, and they've been using the U.S. dollar. So now they're moving towards their own cryptocurrency, which they'll be able to back on their own. And their being sovereign is what pushes cryptocurrency forward. And we've been telling people this for years. As soon as a nation starts accepting cryptocurrency as their sovereign currency, either their own or Bitcoin, because I'm sure they may use Bitcoin as reserves, then you'll start to see the rapid movement of it. So Marshall Islands is home to a few big businesses, a lot of Bitcoin ATMs. So this is great for the space as far as adoption. This answers the question, hey, can a country use cryptocurrency? Yes, Marshall Islands is proving it here. So shout out to them. I love the fact that they're trying this. We'll see how it goes, because from an economic standpoint, it is hard to just print money and start, and it's perfect. So even today, the fiat system we have is not perfect. So this will take some time, but I like the fact that they're trying it.
Yeah, it looks like they made 3 key decisions when they chose a currency. First, they said that the currency would be based on blockchain technology. So they said for them that was vital for them in the Marshall Islands. And they actually outlined why, which I read some of it. It was a great point. Second, the growth of their money supply will be predetermined and tamper-proof. Again, I mean, centralized currency still, but it is predetermined. Already, that's a win. But the tamper-proof part, not really, because if it's centralized, it's still, I mean, even if it's predetermined and tamper-proof, you can just change it. It's centralized. But again, I get where they're going with it. And like you said, especially if they're going to have a Bitcoin backing, that really makes sense, because when you're talking about predetermined and tamper-proof, it's all for the public to see, as we just saw. And last but not least, they said the compliance will be baked into the currency protocol itself while maintaining privacy for individuals. Again, I've never been to Marshall Islands. This might actually be a part of their culture, but just from what I know about how governments around the world are, I mean, I don't believe a lot of that stuff. But again, it's cool to see that they're trying it. But one of the things that they highlighted, they said it might be surprising. People might think it's surprising for them to be issuing a cryptocurrency, but they say it's the opposite. They said the Malinese people, the Marshallese people, had lived with decentralized systems for hundreds of years. They said for us, a country of just over 50,000 people spread across more than 1,000 Pacific islands. Wow. I didn't know it was that many. 50,000 people across 1,000 Pacific islands. Centralized solutions aren't just inefficient, they're completely unworkable. Blockchain has given us the opportunity to finally acquire monetary independence in a way that reflects Marshallese values. We intend to grasp the opportunity innovatively and responsibly. That part I get. I used to live in Guam. That's definitely like a decentralized island among some of the Pacific islands. So if they're using it for that, it makes sense. I mean, you talk about island hopping people, cash is not your friend over there. You know what I mean?
And you got islands with less than 50 people on them. Right. I mean, good gracious, good luck trying to convince everywhere you go.
But they got the best fruit in the Pacific, right? You still got to do business with them, right?
Still got to do it. Yeah, I mean, it's almost like Peter Thiel is basically buying his own islands, because he already has businesses there. He's one of the people that helped get Marshall Islands onto cryptocurrency. And now that this is coming, I would not be surprised if his name pops up as one of the consultants or creators of this cryptocurrency. So this could end up being the
wow, that'd be crazy.
The Peter Thiel state, which, I mean, that's what we predicted. In the future, there'll be a lot of more small states controlled by people, because cryptocurrency will be used.
Why not?
You got money and land.
Hey, let's do it. Yeah,
absolutely.
Who gonna stop me?
Who gonna stop me?
What's going on, Sergeant Crypto and culture? What's going on?
What's up?
All right. Last but certainly not least, definitely one of the top stories today. Did Binance just blatantly copy BitMex's future documentation?
I believe.
Wow.
We may have
a spy among us.
Yeah.
When I saw this headline, though, I immediately, and this is when you talk about the type of reputation you want in crypto, I immediately thought CZ wasn't a part of this. Like, if this happened, this was somebody who worked for him, and they probably got fired. That's the immediate thought I had. It turns out that is kind of what happened. It looks like BitMex has released pretty damning evidence on Twitter today that Binance has plagiarized a vast majority of its Bitcoin's futures documentation. As Bitcoin Today digs into the story, I will say I highly doubt Binance is the first culprit. I mean, if you look at some of the white papers at one point in 2017, it literally was cut, copy, paste with your new project name at the top. I don't think some people took out the old project name on page 4 type of deal, right?
Oh,
It's crazy. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's literally people are asking, so how do you write white papers? It's like Control C, Control V. That's literally how you write white papers.
Hilarious.
And I believe that is what Binance did here. The actual plagiarism in question comes from their auto deleveraging paragraph on BitMex. If you use BitMex, if you read their margin trading guidelines, it is pretty much word for word exactly that on Binance. And it is a big joke running on Twitter right now. You know, of course, the memes have come out, and when two big CEOs go at each other, everybody likes to see it. So Arthur Hayes saying that, and then, of course, memeing about the difference between, being copy and paste. All that stuff is good fun, but, of course, Binance, CZ is just not going to lay down and be like, oh, yeah, we just plagiarized it. Just miss a step in the process, of course. And I'm sure, like you said, whoever did it, they're fired, and they'll move forward. But it is funny to see that they did something that, because they're popular, they got, found out.
Right.
But we saw
true.
hundreds of white papers
That
come
is
through our
very
email
true.
in 2017. I was like, dude, I just read this same paper. Who are these people? Just copy and pasting them. But yes, this was a thing.
It kind of goes along what we talked about yesterday, though. I mean, it's the Wild West, people. It's something we've always known, but I mean, it's never, for me in my own life, it's never been highlighted to the degree it is in crypto. So it's crazy to see, but it's like, yeah, like people are plagiarizing, people are stealing, people are cheating, people are using money and marketing to get ahead. All that stuff is happening. Hey, it's nothing you can do, right, but play the game. So
and people don't do that for an invaluable asset.
that is very true. People don't do that. Yeah, that's very true. And again, I'm not sure who wrote this. I want to give a shout out to whoever wrote this article, Emilio Janis on Bitcoinist. I like this little headline, admit, apologize, fix, and on words. If you know Gemini, their thing is like whatever and on words. So that was pretty funny. But they said, to be fair, as you said, CZ did apologize quickly. He's tweeting that shame on us. And again, I love seeing the CEOs talk. I mean, I just love seeing them out in the open, in the public space, talking about what's going on. And then, of course, who doesn't like a good old CEO beef as well? That's always cool to see.
Always good.
Sergeant Crypto said, isn't this how they do things in China, though? Hilarious. More than likely. According to Justin's son and the Tron Foundation. Yeah,
do it over at Tron.
If you all saw the headline yesterday, of course, Justin's son and Tron, it looks like he may have or may not have, allegedly, been adding fake followers to his Twitter, which a lot of people do. And it looks like he was adding about 5,000 a month. Someone even printed out his statistics of, they did one of those things where they can track your site or your Twitter and know how. And literally it's about 4,800 to 5,600 new followers a month coming in on average, which for the exact same number every month looks crazy. So as Sergeant Crypto is alluding to, that is how Justin Sun and Tron have been doing things in China. So,
that's the most inorganic growth I've ever seen in my life.
And this, you know what? It's a great point, Sergeant Crypto, about the person who probably plagiarizes to may or may not get fired. We jokingly say they got fired, even though we think it's true. Sergeant Crypto said they'll move on to the next six-figure job in crypto. That is the issue now, is that we talked about Jeff Garlick before. I can't even say the name, when he tried to fork off Bitcoin in 2017, and then he had the Metronome ICO, right, like a day or two after.
Trash.
But that's one of the things we continuously call out people in this space, because yes, that is what it happens. They will leave a project, let the heat die down for 2-3 months while they're on vacation, and come back and work for another project making more money. So, that's why you got to remember the names and faces and call them out, people.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
For the free cryptic coin today, what are we doing?
Oh, yeah. So, for the free cryptic coin, let's talk about Marshall Islands issuing its own cryptocurrency. Do you think it will work? Do you think the decentralization that they were growing up on helps them use the cryptocurrency better? Let us know what you think. Put your cryptic coin address, and we'll send you those free coins.
There we go. What's going on, Fool with Money? Thanks for the join.
Oh, yeah.
And as we said, people, shorter show, not a lot of news. We got started a few minutes early today. We're doing some run around, so expect that schedule coming up in the future. Maybe we'll go 30 minutes early later here and there. But as always, thanks for watching. Make sure you smash that like and share, and we will see you all tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.